What's going on, everybody? John Duever here, WrapIQ. We are talking about fenders, all right? So you guys can see there's a bunch of writing on the fender itself. That was another video that we made for the planning process. If you have not watched that, go back and watch it because you have to approach this with a plan for your installation. The second step of my process when I'm going through and I'm wrapping a vehicle, when I'm wrapping a particular piece of a vehicle, is taping things off, okay? And I use masking tape to do so. I do it for two reasons. Number one, to reduce the surface energy of a glossy surface, and number two is to protect the part that I'm taping off. Why do I do that? Well, a headlight is super glossy, and adhesive wants to stick to glossy surfaces because glossy surfaces have a very high surface energy. Surface energy is the ability of adhesive to stick to a surface. So if I have a glossy headlight, and I'm not wrapping the headlight obviously, I don't want the vinyl to stick to it. So I run tape down the edge of my headlight, and it reduces the surface energy so the vinyl doesn't want to stick to the tape. And it also, I'm going to have to make a cut on this at some point, whether it's a relief cut or whether it's a final cut or whatever it may be. It protects that headlight, okay? Second place I'm going to tape off on this fender is going to be this ABS plastic down here. You never wrap ABS plastic. That'll be a whole nother video we'll go through. Never wrap ABS plastic, but again, I want to protect that ABS plastic. I'm going to make a cut on it, and I want to reduce the surface energy of it. So what do I use? I use masking tape. Obviously, you can use any sort of tape, all right? It doesn't matter. It can be the blue painter's tape. It can be purple. It can be, we just get this teal tape. We like this. It's American brand. It's probably not made in America, but whatever. It says American on it. With that being said, it's relatively inexpensive, all right? So we use 2 different sizes of tape here, sometimes 3 different sizes, just kind of depends on the project. The first one we use is about a 1/2 inch piece, and then we have a 2-inch piece. I put my first layer down along the edge with my 1/2 inch, and then I cover the next 2 to 4 inches with my bigger tape, because if I try to cover this much, this width with this, it's gonna take me a lot of tape and a lot of time, and I'm all about efficiency, okay? So when I'm coming to tape this headlight off, I'm gonna come down here, get my tape started, and I'm running this 1/2 inch tape right along the edge. Now it's very important that you understand that the tape does not go over the edge of the headlight. You have to leave a little bit. I like to leave in between a 1/16 and an eighth of an inch of what I'm taping off showing. The reason I do that is because if I run my blade along the edge of this headlight and a little sliver of the tape gets cut and put underneath the vinyl, it's really difficult to get out. And I don't want that little piece of sliver of tape to ruin my whole installation, okay? So I'm running this down, keeping it nice and smooth and straight and square. Get it taped down, and then I'll grab my 2-inch tape. And I will go ahead and throw that up there, just like this. Now, if you've watched my content, you know that I'm a psychopath on how to tear tape. If you have not watched that video, please go back and watch the video because there's a certain way you have to tear the tape in order to make it straight and square. All right, I'm John Duever, this is WrapIQ.